Nirj Deva, a British member of the European Parliament, says the award by the arbitration tribunal solved nothing and that the dispute between the Philippines and China can only be settled through bilateral dialogue and consultation.
But personally, speaking as personally in my own personal capacity, I think that this issue should not have gone to the Hague. It is a matter of territorial dispute, and when you have sovereignty and territorial dispute, you should use international law. The law of the sea was about minerals, what's underneath the water, whose continental shelf, and all very complicated issues. It's not about territorial sovereignty. So I think in some ways the former president of the Philippines was mistaken in taking this matter to the Hague when it should have been a matter of bilateral discussions between China and the Philippines.
The lawmaker said former Philippine President Benigno S. Aquino III made a wrong decision. It broke the country's own commitment made in the 2002 Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea. According to the declaration, China and members of the ASEAN have agreed to settle disputes through consultation and negotiation. By not consulting China about bringing in a third party, the Philippines walked away from its commitments. China, says Deva, has always abided by its international commitments.
On the whole, if you look at China's history in relation to international law, China has been a very good obeyer of international law and has kept to all the international treaties that China has signed. In this instance, this is a local territorial matter about sovereignty, who owns what and who's, and that should be a bilateral matter between the Philippines and China, and not to go to arbitration in The Hague. So I think that was the wrong decision.
It is widely believed that the South China Sea arbitration will only serve to escalate tensions in the region instead of resolving disputes. Deva says the award doesn't solve anything. He says countries outside the region should respect efforts made by China and ASEAN to safeguard peace and stability in the South China Sea.
The reality of the situation is that there has not been one single complaint about any interference in that region. There has been no evidence of any problem with overflights or shipping. So their concerns are based on a hypothetical situation and not based on real facts on the ground.
Noting that newly inaugurated Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has expressed the desire to engage in dialogue with China, Deva has urged the EU to play a constructive role in the process.
The EU should not the EU should not interfere in this matter. It's a bilateral matter between the Philippines and China. And secondly, we should encourage, as much as we can, using our good officers and as friends of both China and the Philippines, for China and Philippines to come together and sit at the table and discuss this issue.